Did you know that Kyoto has over 1,600 temples? And it's not just about the numbers. Each one has a story steeped in centuries of history. But the temples are just one part of what makes Kyoto so special. In today's video, I'm going to take you through the real reasons why Kyoto is considered so beautiful. Not just by foreigners, but through the eyes of Japanese people, including some surprising facts you might not know. When people think of Kyoto, one of the first images that comes to mind is that of the Maiko and Geisha. These iconic figures are not just part of a tourist attraction, but represent a deep cultural tradition. What you might not know is that Maiko, apprentice geisha, have to train for years to perfect their arts, from traditional dance to the tea ceremony. Their life is filled with discipline, and their kimonos are worth thousands of dollars, often passed down through generations. But here's something that might surprise you. Many Japanese people see Maiko and geisha not as relics of the past, but as symbols of timeless beauty. Even in a modern world, they continue to represent elegance, respect, and dedication to the arts. In Kyoto, these traditions are kept alive in districts where the streets themselves are a reflection of Kyoto's preserved history. You can't talk about Kyoto without mentioning its incredible cuisine. Kyoto cuisine, or kyo-ryori, is unique because of its connection to the local temples. Buddhist monks in Kyoto have historically followed a vegetarian diet known as shojin ryori, which influenced the way food is prepared across the region. What's fascinating is how these simple vegetarian dishes are made with such precision and care that they're considered high art. Then there's the famous kaiseki, a multi-course meal that originated from the tea ceremony. What's amazing is that this culinary tradition has been passed down for centuries and is still revered today. The attention to seasonal ingredients, the aesthetics of each dish, and the care and presentation are part of what makes Kyoto's food scene so special, not just to visitors, but to Japanese people as well. What many might not realize is that Kyoto's food history reflects the Japanese principle of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in simplicity and imperfection. Kyoto is also known for its spectacular festivals. The most famous is the Gion Matsuri, held every July, and what you might not know is that this festival dates back over 1,100 years. Initially, it was a purification ritual to ward off plagues and disasters, but today it's one of Japan's biggest festivals, drawing huge crowds from across the country. The level of craftsmanship that goes into building the massive, elaborate floats is incredible. Some floats can weigh as much as 12 tons. Here's something even more interesting. The Gion Matsuri is more than just a parade for the people of Kyoto. It's a way of preserving Kyoto's culture, as the skills used to make the floats, like wood carving and textile dyeing, have been handed down through generations. For many Japanese, Kyoto's festivals represent community, tradition, and resilience. Now let's dive into Kyoto's most iconic feature, its temples and shrines. Kyoto is home to some of the oldest and most historically significant temples in Japan. Take Kinkaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion, for example. What's surprising is that this temple was burned down by a monk in 1950, but was meticulously rebuilt to its former glory. For Japanese people, Kinkaku-ji represents more than just a pretty sight. It's a symbol of rebirth and perseverance. Another temple, Ryoan-ji, is famous for its rock garden. What's interesting is that the garden's design is so subtle and open to interpretation that you can't see all 15 rocks at once, no matter where you stand. It's a reflection of the Japanese philosophy that perfection is unattainable, and that's part of its beauty. For Japanese people, this kind of aesthetic appreciation for balance, harmony, and nature is deeply ingrained in the culture. Then, there's Fushimi Inari Shrine, with its thousands of red torii gates. Many foreigners don't know that each of these gates has been donated by individuals or businesses seeking blessings for prosperity. It's not just a place for sightseeing, but a living, breathing place of worship that's constantly growing. So, why is Kyoto so beautiful? For Japanese people, it's not just the physical beauty of its landmarks, but the history, tradition, and deeper meaning behind them. Kyoto is a city where past and present coexist seamlessly, and each festival, temple, and even meal tells a story. If you're planning a trip to Japan, make sure to take the time to understand Kyoto's beauty through this lens. It's not just about seeing the sights, it's about connecting with the spiritual and cultural roots of Japan. And if you enjoyed this video, I have plenty more content coming up that dives even deeper into Japanese culture, so don't forget to like and subscribe.